Hello, everybody. My name is Lawrence. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. And yes, I love collecting physical media. I love collecting video games. As you can see, I have a massive variety of video games up here. You can't even see half of them. My PlayStation 4 is up here. I've got a few big box stuff. I've got my huge PlayStation 3 collection. It's not as big as some others, but it's still good. It's mine, so it's okay. You can't even see my PlayStation 2 collection because that hides all the way over here. You can't see it at all. I don't think I've even shown it off, which I should do. I really should. I should actually do a PlayStation 2 video because I love the system so much. I'm going on a tangent. Just it's a bit chaotic opening it is, but if you like the sound of my voice and you want to see more, consider subscribing, drop a like, and leave a comment. Let's get into it. So yes, like I said, I adore collecting video games. Would I say I'm a collector more than a gamer? No. I would say gaming comes first rather than collecting, but they are close. I have to admit, now that I'm getting older, I would say they're getting more closer than actually playing the games, unfortunately, because when you get older, your time just goes. You've got full-time jobs, you've got just responsibilities as being an adult, so you get less time. However, the collecting side of things doesn't really slow down. It depends if you are, what's the word, impulsive, I suppose. I am very impulsive with most of my purchases. If I want something, I will get it without really looking at the pros and cons of stuff. But what I'm trying to say is physical media collecting dying out? Is it slowing down? Is it going to be as as prevalent coming in the future years? Again, we'll have a little discussion, shall we? I think it's time to have a little bit of discussion, have a little bit of thoughts and feelings going out there from my own personal opinion. Again, if you've got your own thoughts and feelings down below, please let me know because I'll be intrigued to see how other people are finding it, how other people feel. Yeah, we'll just get into it. Need it. I need to stop saying that. So when it comes to my own collecting, I enjoy the hunt. Everybody will probably say the same thing. I enjoy going out into the big wide world, having a look in CEX, having a look in charity shops, having a look. I would say car boots, but they're not really a thing where I live, unfortunately, and especially coming into like November as we are, they're not really a thing. I like to go on eBay. I like to go on Vinted. I like to see what I'm actually buying for my money, but I also like to do, which I've done on this channel quite a lot, CX roulettes. And to me, it's the thrill of you don't really know what you're going to get unless you buy like the rarities. I say that in brackets because they're not really rarities, they're just over a certain price. Anyway, digress. Like with PlayStation 3, you never know whether they're actually going to turn up fully complete with manuals or you're going to get shafted like I did with this one. It's going to come complete with the manual and the comic book. It didn't get anything and I haven't actually took it back. But yeah, it's now gone up in price again. It was 15, it's now £18. So that's a fun side of collecting. So yeah, that happens. Prices have gone through the absolute roof as well when you come to collecting. If it is for retro, even if it's for Mega Drive, SNES, PlayStation 1, N64, you will see that the prices over the last, probably since COVID, over the last 4 or 5 years, they have gone up rapidly. Especially my favorite console of all time, the PlayStation 3. Now, I've been collecting or even just buying games for the PlayStation 3 for the last 5-6 years. Over the last 18 months, 2 years, I would say I've been doing it avidly. And we are here where we are now. You can see behind me, this is my PlayStation 3 collection. I have a massive stack of games that you would have seen me collect over the last couple of weeks that I haven't been able to put away. And the main reason for that is I've ran out of space to actually display. Now, again, I don't have a massive games room. I don't even have a games room. I have a game wall. What you see behind me is what I have. You don't see my computer off to your right hand side. I had to do my left and rights there. But yeah, that is all I've got. This is me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me. So collecting, and when it comes to space, you don't need massives of space if you dive into what you actually want to collect. To me, it's all about nostalgia, and everybody wants that nostalgia hit. I want that nostalgia hit because it makes you happy. It makes everybody just feel a little bit like go back to your like happy memories when you were a kid. Everybody enjoys that. I enjoy that. It's just one of those things. So I'm trying to keep this video a little bit, straightforward, to the point. What I'm trying to say. I genuinely do love collecting, but you have to figure out the pros and cons to it, because there's pros and cons to everything. Space is being a massive factor. Now, like I said, I do have very limited space, and I am at almost capacity when it comes to space. So I have to think outside the box. I have to think, right, stuff needs to be either moved into storage or just get gone, because at the end of the day, I only can use what I've got. And to me, my biggest like point would be collect what you're super passionate for. And for me, it's the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2. And to be fair, PlayStation 4 is pretty cool as well. I'll get into that modern like sort of gaming in a few minutes. Um, you don't have to be a sheep. You don't have to collect everything. You don't have to collect every console. I'm a massive Sony fanboy. I love PlayStation products. I love everything to do with it. I have an Xbox 360. I have a small collection of games for the Xbox 360. Only really games that actually only came out on the platform, because, spoiler alert, it came out a year before the PlayStation 3. So there's like a year's worth of games that never even got released on the PlayStation 3. They never did. So when it comes to my personal collecting, I try to limit it now, especially now, to games that I want to play, that I will play, and that actually looks super enjoyable for the platforms that I enjoy playing / collecting for. PlayStation 2, 3, 4. Mega Drive, yes, I do have a Mega Drive collection that I don't really speak about too often. I am very selective when it comes to my Mega Drive. I have about 50-ish, 50 games, just under maybe, which is literally all across the bottom shelf, which you probably can see, but it's never really on the show. Um, but yeah, like I said, I am very selective when it comes to adding Mega Drive games. I've only added maybe half a dozen this year. It's really not that many compared to what I've added on the PlayStation 3. I think this year alone I've added, it's on my notes app, I would have to have a look. I think it's around 170 games. So we've like doubled what I started this year alone at, and we're in November now, which is good and bad at the same time. Now, is there stuff that I regret when getting into collecting? Yes. Yes, there is. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, and you shouldn't really think about, what if I bought this X, Y, and Z game 5 years ago, I would have made X, Y, and Z money on it. To me, it's not ever about like the resellability of games. It's more of having them in my personal collection, almost like a museum, almost like when you used to go into like Blockbuster when you were a kid, have a look around the shelves, have a look at the DVDs, have a look at everything. It's the nostalgia feelings, the nostalgia factor, and these are things that I actually love and enjoy and adore. Like my horror games, as you can see, ish, maybe not. My 5 or 6, I don't think you can see Forbidden Siren, to be fair, but it's there. My 5 like almost grail games. Project 03 is a grail for me, and to have that in my collection is insane. Yes, you're talking insane prices as well that come with that. It's now up to nearly £170. I bought it 3 months ago, I believe, for around 120. So, and even this year, I believe it's doubled in price, fully doubled in price, probably due to CEX. And they are overlords in the UK for dictating prices, really, in my opinion. I know people would somewhat disagree with that, but it's a monopoly and they play it so well, it's insane. Also, they're now offering a 5-year warranty deal, which is absolutely insane. I don't know how they're going to keep that one up, but sure, I digress. Let's go. Let's move on. It may be a very talky episode today, but I feel like I haven't done like an update like this in a while, and it's good to keep track of stuff, keep my feet grounded, and moving forward, see where we go. Because I love it. I love it so much. I'm so passionate about the whole thing that I could just talk and talk and talk for ages. But we will go into the topic of modern gaming, PS4, PS5. I know PS4 is not modern, but it sort of relates into what I want to speak about next. Um, I love modern gaming as much as I do retro gaming, as much as I do my PS3, as much as I do my Mega Drive. I do. However, it does have issues and it does affect collecting in the future. There's a massive reason why I only have about 12 ish physical games on the PlayStation 5. And that's due to the fact that even if you buy physical, half the game's not even on the disc. All you're doing is buying a license for the game. That's just the way games have been moving forward and evolving. It sort of started on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One era, but now with the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, it is more prominent. So you only essentially purchase the right to play the game because you have to do so many updates, you have to do so many downloads to actually play the game, even on day one. Like none of the game, especially on Xbox, I think it's more prudent that you pay essentially for the license to the game and then you just download it from the store, which that'll run into issues probably 10, 15, 20 years down the line where you can't actually download the games, you can't actually access the game. But what will happen then? I don't know. I have no idea. Whereas with PS3 you can put the disc in, it installs, happy days, job done, run away, go and play your games. It's an annoyance, yes it is, but it's the way it's going. I think you just have to accept it and just go with it. You just have to. I still enjoy collecting for the PS4 for the most part. I think the PS4 is like the sweet spot, especially for money, value for money wise, especially value for money wise at the moment. The games are going up in price. I have noticed that they are moving north, but they're still at a good place where you can get a lot for your money. You really can. And it's a system where you don't just own the digital license to actually play the game. Some of them you do, like the later versions of the PS4 games, but with the earlier ones, you're still downloading the game, you're still installing it from the disc, which is brilliant. It really is good. I'm getting that heated. I am sweating. I am sweating. At the end of the day, collecting video games, collecting any physical media is a hobby, and you should enjoy it before anything else. It shouldn't become a chore. It shouldn't be, keeping up with appearances and trying to collect everything and anything. It should be personal. It should be for you. It shouldn't be for anybody else at all. And it's an expensive hobby. I will thoroughly admit that it is expensive, on the most part anyway. You can start off really cheap, like you really can. You can buy it, like if you're only just starting your PlayStation 3 collection, you can go out with £20 and pick up so many good games for that. You can, but the expensive stuff is expensive. That's a given. I probably average, don't tell the missus here, but probably maybe £100 a month, I would say, on a good month, for actually buying and spending on video games that I want to buy. I've only picked up 2 brand new releases this month, or even this year, and that was Silent Hill 2 with the Steelbook version, which I still have and am yet to play because being an adult sucks. So the whole point of this video is to make people aware of essentially my own passion for the hobby. I think it's brilliant. I really do. I enjoy it tenfold. I hope you guys enjoy my content as well on the hobby. I'm looking to expand it hopefully in the new year. I really am. I've got a lot of good ideas, well, in my opinion anyway, a lot of ideas going forward for that stuff. I just wanted to touch base about my whole situation. I'm going to do a couple of game room changes. Things will be going into storage as well, because I just need the space. Again, until we potentially move out, it is what it is. It's what I've got. It's what I've got to work with. So you got to make the best of it. Yeah, it's been a very talky one. I will freely admit that. And yeah, if you've stuck around this far, drop a comment saying, I don't even know at this point, saying, do you want a biscuit or biscuit if you've come this far? Because I would appreciate it. I think I'll probably wrap it up. If I missed a couple of things, I may do a follow-up video if people have enjoyed this. If you haven't enjoyed this, then I'm sorry. I am sorry. But again, it's one of those that I needed to get off my chest. It's not as if it's like an issue or anything like that. I just, yeah, I love collecting. I love video games. I love everything to do with it. I may or may not be starting a new collection as well soon enough. May or may not. Not 100% sure yet, but may or may not. But if you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you have, feel free to drop a like, consider subscribing, and leave a comment on your thoughts and feelings of just collecting physical media from your own personal experience, because I would love to know. Leave a comment, let me know, and let's just create a discussion, because it is really good for the community. It is. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are amazing. Hopefully you take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.